We are live.
Live of H.951 CoC committee. It is May 27th, the third meeting we did today.
It's the second.
Feels like
it's.
all right. We didn't do our first.
We didn't do our first.
We have special guests. And what us talk about some language. We have mentioned it. We talked about it, I think, offline a little bit, so we sort of know what it is, but we're told you're the expert. So once we describe it, it's going to get printed so we can see it as part of one of the many files of language.
Representative Teresa Wood, Chair, House Human Services, for the record. So just a little bit of background about Act 76, which was the master child care bill that we passed a few years ago. That bill had provisions in it that limited increases to 1.5 times a national benchmark for inflation for human services and early education type programs. And because our child care programs were significantly underfunded, we essentially extended that date for a year, back a year ago. What's happened in the meantime for Gifford Hospital, they have a child care program there, serves about 40 kids. They have a wait list. As people might know, they're under relatively new leadership, and they have a child care facility on site, which is wonderful. It serves as a great recruitment tool for them. And unfortunately, this has been something that really hadn't been being paid attention to under previous leadership. And they're losing a significant amount of money on a monthly basis to the tune of about $50,000 a month. And so they recognize that this is the potential to work with the Department for Children and Families, who it does not object to this language, is one piece of the puzzle for them. They will most likely also have to increase rates that families pay, as well as, looking at ways to partner with other child care organizations in their community. But what we really do not want to do is for lack of attention at the time, we don't really want to lose this program. It's also a really good recruitment tool for the hospital to recruit for their workforce, and they can work with the Department for Children and Families, and they would receive an option to increase above the 1.5 times inflationary factor that everybody else had. Now, all the other programs in the state had this opportunity, and Gifford just at the time, I don't know all the ins and outs of the changes in leadership and all of the stuff that happened, but at the time they did not take advantage of that. So it's not like that they are doing this, that they did it then and they need to do it again. Right.
They didn't do it before. And so this is giving them the same opportunity that everybody else had. And as I said, the Department for Children and Families is okay with this language. And it's time limited and only enables them to do that, a correction, if you will.
Okay. Is there any concern about that there's others out there that would come in and ask for the same thing?
Well, that's why it doesn't say Gifford Hospital specifically. There is one other program that DCF is aware of that has this issue. And we were specific in identifying this as nonprofit organizations. So that is
By the end
a key element.
They have the end of next fiscal year.
Right. They can only do this in FY27. Yes.
So do we know if the profit entity has made a request for the same thing at DCF?
I'm not sure what you're referring to. The other organization is, it's a nonprofit as well.
Oh, it's also a nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay, I was under the impression.
The other one that they know about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So So hopefully, you could look favorable upon this request, to enable the organization to continue to provide childcare. And as I said, they're working with other childcare organizations in their region and the Parent Child Center. They're, they really want to be able to continue to provide this service, and they know that they need to do some fixing. And they will not, I've been clear with them, you are unlikely to get a rate increase that's going to cover your entire debt. You're going to have to do some other strategies. So, they're aware of that.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So no general fund impact, that's what I'm saying.
No, this is
It's a rate
increase
increase to the
Yeah.
customers. Right.
Yes. They will have to increase rates for the families participating, which are currently very low. And it is being used by employees if it's an employee, but they also looking, they're being very creative, and they are wanting to look to, how do we make this more of a community resource? That's all I have.
Okay.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, anytime. Not really. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's.
Oh, it's just.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so. We have 11 proposals of language that you presented.
Yeah.
This morning. We are okay with all of them, I think, including this last one, which turns out, right? Yeah. The only one that we wanted to think about more is 4 about the community-based organizations. Rate increase. This one. There's a page, should be a page number.
Oh, I didn't do that.
You didn't have page number?
No, it did have page numbers. I just looked at them.
Or they're not page numbers to go on.
Well, they
It's
came
also-
out in that order.
Instances of amendment. I guess they're also taken.
Okay, so 4 is the statutorial, the providers identified in Vermont statutes. And that we want to see a report that says who the entities are based on type of service. Budgetary growth and a cost estimate for adding 1% increase over the previous year's funding for each service group type.
So we wanted to, at least for me, I wanted to look at the statutory references. We just,
Okay,
it's different than what we proposed, so we want to spend a little more time on that.
okay,
But all the rest of them, they're okay.
okay. So somebody's paying attention to that.
No, that was our
That's,
proposal for that.
okay, so this we will,
Yeah. Write that up.
yeah.
So there was,
Rats.
there
The
was
only
really
ones, one,
13 proposals and all the number 4. We are approving.
okay, so 1, 2, 3. Page 5. 6,
That is the one.
7's missing, we just did
Yeah.
that, 7, we're okay with that, it
Yeah.
sounds like,
Yeah.
7, 8. 10, or 9, because 10, it's 8 and 9, okay, 10,
And what,
And 11.
13 on the stable one.
I have a question. Did we already talk about changing the date on to February?
Oh, yeah, we forgot.
Yeah, we forgot that.
on
But-
which,
On number 2,
uh-huh,
speaking to the administration about how much information they would have. And if we want 6 months of data, they're like, let's let them close out in January. So we
Okay.
try and move the board to February 15th. instead of
Is that-
January.
which one is that, C?
It's actually on B and C.
So on or before February?
Oh, I guess maybe it would be A.
That's on the ADS one, number 2.
We thought it was
They're
still
proposing-
early in our budget year that we have information, so this gives them another month to close out,
Okay,
so we have more data to.
so you're saying February 15th. From a budgetary standpoint,
do a little.
Well, we were thinking of these as not so much information in terms of the budget, but understanding, the number B was understanding the functioning of the new system. And indeed, was it working the way they thought it should work? Was it helping them understand the expenses going out and the income coming in?
What we got for the information back, it's so early in the process, they aren't sure what they're gonna be reporting.
Be able to have enough information to report.
Right,
Project.
and that's what this is. What we heard.
Their concerns, they want to do a development, so if you give them another month, they get. good 6 months from the fiscal year. That's it.
It's all right with me. It's just, I had thought that would be enough time for them to evaluate the new system. Because they started it.
Okay, I'm just thinking about when we'll have ADS into my committee. And it's usually earlier, but we can have them come back again, we can do the budget, and they can come and present these things later in February.
Yeah,
So-
80-day of preparation, don't pass.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, February 15th.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, and I did have, I need to go check. There was some question, on the ethics commission. There was language that you took out, and we certainly understand about the handbook and all of that, but there was a request again to, delay the enforcement date by 1 year because they don't have the people to do it, and it didn't make sense to.
did that bill pass? Did that in,
No, we put it budget. Wait,
like a box, put that in
the enforcement.
the ethics commission about the finance disclosure form.
That's not the financial
Oh.
closure form. There's an enforcement piece that we put specifically in the budget at the request of people who are on ethics panels in the body. Who wanted to delay a portion of what they are required to do by 1 year because they don't have the staff.
Right.
Or ability capacity to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that they'd like to get back, and I have to go find.
They'd like
out.
to get the.
Just that date extended by a year. Yeah, so not the guidebook or whatever, which was, I think, the main issue I was hearing from you. But just extending the date by a year. So we'll bring up a proposal of that.
Okay.
We'll go
Yeah,
back.
maybe we thought, and then what we did then also, we did that, and yeah, we can find
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
it.
Ethics.
We're close on the food and this other chart that you did us,
Okay,
but we just didn't have time to organize a counter proposal.
okay,
So we will have to do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe
we
like-
could meet later today, or we get it done on the floor for the day.
We're done on floor. Our committee system, so probably cross off the new one.
We have one if they're
Yeah.
not, maybe we have one.
Uh,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, as soon as she's not doing the two other committees conference at the same time.
okay. I'm not sure what,
Well, let's finish up with,
Yeah.
and see if there's, makes sense to meet again today or whether we meet first.
yeah, maybe if we caucus really quick, we can come back with something on all that stuff.
Yeah.
But our counter proposal on the UVM complex is,
Okay,
thinking we want to point out that the main thing that we wanted to do was the Kansas excise tax that was going to go to help fund the scholarships going forward. So we're willing to give on that construct that we won't be doing that, even though we like it, the way of increasing the trust fund or scholarships.
that was just general fund, there is really a
Yeah.
campus fund.
Right, just it would just be, but it would be hooked to that. that amount.
Right,
Like,
and I had
it would
assumed,
not
I had assumed, I forgot to mention that this morning, there would be no Kansas fund is not. Would be part of it, not doing that would be part of the conversation. Yeah, so it's not for people to agree on that.
So we're understanding that that's part of your proposal, so.
Yeah.
We're willing to get on that. We want the money to be appropriated for the project. We're worried about some other kind of construct that goes to a higher trust fund or something, so we'd like the full amount be appropriated to UVM for the project and give them 5 years. It can be last dollar that they need. So we need to figure out what the dollar amount, whether it's, we give them a total amount of 100 million, or they need to raise X dollars more.
We're not giving them $100 million.
No, they need a total, like, what is the threshold? Is it the total raise? Is it the amount more raise from what they have now? Whatever that number.
Right.
is. So
We'll figure it out.
We might
We
be-
had gone from total raise to the last
Right.
dollar in.
we're saying last dollar.
Yeah.
And then they can build. So but they would have the money and for the project.
And then what happens to the project? How does that work? Or you
They
know,
would-
they
they would still-
hold it?
They would be holding it. For that time, and if they don't use it, so if they don't make their fundraising goal in that 5 years, they would, all that money would revert back to the state plus the interest.
So what happens to the interest on the money during that time, which we had planned to go for scholarships?
Right. We just assumed it would sit there in that account. Be dealt with at the end if they. I mean,
Would we get the interest back?
we were thinking it would just stay in fund,
Would stay,
stay in the fund, like UVM would get it, they'd put it in a reserve account and the interest.
and they would
stay.
get the interest?
Well, they would be able to take the interest out. It would just remain in a fund and then they would return the whole amount plus interest and they don't get billed.
But what happens to the interest if they use the 12 million at the end?
They would be used. We didn't talk about it specifically, but yeah, they could use it.
That would be.
We were
Because we
mainly
had it-
talking about the appropriation.
Yeah. Well, the interest is significant, and that's why we left it in the higher ed trust fund, because the interest can be used for scholarships across all the organizations. So, I mean, our intent was 12 million, not 12 million plus interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over a period of time.
Yeah, so it could, I think maybe, but didn't clear this so that the folks, but you could say that the interest is there, but if the interest earned is sent to the higher trust fund, or it's deducted from what the higher ed trust fund would send them. Like they would not get that money because they already earned that money. That could be an option. So I guess we're open to how that.
Do you know of instances where we have appropriated money to a non-state organization to have them hold it for a while until they get to use it?
That's a new great idea. I don't know if there's been past examples.
I don't, yeah, I'm not, I mean,
I think there was an example that I heard that so the state college and something that there was some money.
well, so we had an agreement with state colleges that we would give them transformation money, 5 million a year over year, and we honored that promise.
Yeah.
And we had an agreement when we changed pensions that we would pay the pension plus and we have honored those promises. So, just to be thinking about, if we make an agreement to give UVM $12 million, I fully intend that we will honor that promise because that's what we have done in this state.
I agree. This is a little different because of the politics.
I understand that, but I just want to say for the record that we honor those promises. And, as a state, we look pretty darn bad if we were to renege on a promise to our flagship state university.
Yes. Yes.
Couple things. One, it'll be another legislature next year.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
As it was for the state colleges.
Understood.
understood, but it will be another legislature. And the funds are critically important for a couple of reasons. One, to begin the project, and two, as a message to folks who might contribute. And so if we're appropriating the money and it's a message, the state is very much in support of the project. So I think that's all part of of what we're saying.
Well, I think it could work regardless of where it ends up, that message would be the same.
And just to clarify, I think you said this morning, but the Johnson State project in the Freedom community, that
That would all be part of this whole thing.
but your proposal was that the 2 million and the 600,000 I think would come out of the higher trust fund for those projects. And they would just go.
Yes,
There's not like a contingency for those, or like the Johnson State Housing Project. I think they have the money to do that.
right. I mean, those are allowable uses, currently allowable uses, which is why the other 2 million from the higher ed trust fund for a capital project for UVM is, it's sort of a reasonable amount for an allowable use for capital project.
Just wanted for those two items. So I think that's all we have.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to break.
Well,
whether we
if
begin or do you
you are close on the food and the spreadsheet, we could break and come back in a little bit,
Yeah.
or if you're not,
I think we could figure it out. Is that good?
if we met in half an hour.
Yeah.
What do you want? What's the?
Yeah, let's meet at a quarter to six.
Okay,
Yes,
Can we do it at 6, just in case we need to make spreadsheets, print things and
Okay.
make sure everything's right?
okay. Could do that.
all right.
So we'll adjourn till 6.
Perfect.